My dear friend, I want you to pause for a moment and imagine this. A message arrives at your doorstep, not written on paper, not spoken by any person, but carried by the whispers of something higher, by the quiet voice of an angel. Is not a message meant for a crowd. Is not a message that could belong to anyone else. It is yours, handcrafted for the journey of your heart. And today, as you listen, I want you to know this truth. This message has found you because it belongs to you. Your guardian angels have been watching the rhythm of your life, the struggles you've endured, the hopes you've carried, the quiet prayers you've whispered in the dark. And now they want to tell you something that will change the way you look at love, at partnership, and at your own destiny. This is not about casual romance. This is not about fleeting attraction. It's about something sacred. It's about the person who is meant to walk with you, not just for a season, but for a lifetime. And here is the part that might shake you. This person is not just anyone. They are your soulmate, chosen not by chance, not by accident, but divinely placed in your life. The universe has drawn their path to cross with yours. God Himself, through His messengers, is saying, this person is more than a companion. They are part of your story in a way you cannot yet fully see. Why is this so important? Because love, when it is aligned with the divine, carries a purpose that stretches far beyond comfort or pleasure, is meant to awaken you, is meant to transform you. Think about it. How many times have you felt the longing for something deeper than ordinary relationships? How many times have you wished for someone who could not only stand beside you, but truly see you? Angels are telling you that wish has not gone unnoticed. This soulmate is not just there to fill an empty space in your life. They are here to ignite a fire, to guide you toward your fullest self. They are part of God's plan for you, a plan that involves healing, growth, and discovery. And if you're willing to believe, if you're willing to open your heart and trust this message, you will begin to see signs. Subtle at first, perhaps, but unmistakable. The way a conversation feels strangely familiar. The way your heart recognizes someone before your mind can explain it. Angels don't waste words. They do not send messages lightly. And the fact that you are hearing this right now is itself a sign that the time has come for you to know what awaits you. This soulmate is already woven into your story. Your meeting, your connection, your union, it is not random. It is part of a larger tapestry designed with intention and care. So as you hold these words close, let them remind you, you are not forgotten, you are not overlooked, and you are not wandering without purpose. You are loved, guided, and prepared for a love that is unlike anything you have known before. The meaning of a soulmate. Now let's take a step deeper. What does it mean when we say someone is your soulmate? Too often we reduce the idea to a fairy tale, to something light and shallow. But the truth is far richer, far more profound. A soulmate is not simply a lover or a spouse. A soulmate is a divine appointment. This person has been chosen by God to walk with you, not because life will always be easy, but because together you will carry each other through what life brings. Their presence is not limited to holding your hand. They are present in your emotions, in your spiritual growth, in the very fabric of your being. Think of it this way. When the storms of life rise up, many people may scatter. But a soulmate is the one who stands their ground. They look at your scars and they don't flinch. They see your mistakes and they don't withdraw. They look into your past, the pain, the failures, the parts of you you'd rather hide, and they say, I still choose you. That is what makes them different. This love is not about perfection. It is about wholeness. Where you see brokenness, they see beauty. Where you feel weak, they see resilience. Their love acts as a mirror, showing you not just who you are, but who you are becoming. And in that reflection, you find healing. A soulmate strengthens not only your heart, but your entire being. Your mind becomes steadier because you no longer battle your fears alone. Your body grows stronger as their encouragement pushes you toward healthier, life-giving habits. Your spirit becomes alive, aligned with the higher energy of the universe, because together you are tuned to something greater than yourselves. This kind of relationship is not just about giving and receiving affection. It is about partnership in its truest form. Imagine building a home not of bricks, but of trust. Imagine constructing a future not out of convenience, but out of shared purpose. That is what God has designed for you through a soulmate. Perhaps you've been wondering why your heart has carried such deep longing. Perhaps you've asked why certain relationships in the past never seemed to work, no matter how much you gave. The reason may be this: those connections were not meant to last. They were stepping stones, preparing you for the one who would. And when this person comes, when your soulmate enters the frame of your life, you will know. Not because of fireworks or fleeting passion, but because something inside you will finally feel at rest. Like a puzzle piece that has finally found where it belongs. Like a song that suddenly makes sense once all the instruments play in harmony. So remember this: your soulmate is not out there by accident. They are divinely chosen, designed to match your soul, to bring balance to your weaknesses, and to draw out your greatest strengths. And when you find them, or when they find you, you will realize that the wait, the longing, the searching was all leading to this very moment. The transformative power of soulmate love. There's a kind of love that doesn't just make your heart beat faster, it changes the rhythm of your entire life. That is the gift of soulmate love. It isn't a love that brushes over your wounds or pretends they don't exist. No, this love looks at the scars you carry, the disappointments of broken relationships, the loneliness of childhood hurts, even the regrets you've tucked away in silence. And it says, "These pieces of you are safe with me." Think back on your own story for a moment. Maybe you've walked through heartbreak, so deep you wondered if your heart could ever truly open again. Or perhaps you faced failures that made you question your worth. These are not small things. They leave marks on the soul. But soulmate love has a way of softening even the hardest edges. It's like sunlight finding its way into the cracks of stone, slowly warming, slowly healing. This kind of love is unconditional. And when you feel that acceptance, when someone stands in front of you and sees not just your strengths, but also your flaws, and still says, "I choose you," something profound shifts inside. You begin to see yourself differently. You start to believe that maybe you were never broken beyond repair. That maybe, all along, you were worthy of being loved exactly as you are. That's the beauty of soulmate love. It teaches you how to love yourself. Not in the shallow sense of affirmations on a bathroom mirror, but in the deep, unshakable way that allows you to look at your reflection and say, "I am enough." Because when someone reflects that truth back to you day after day, it begins to take root. And this love doesn't just heal, it transforms. A soulmate doesn't let you settle for the version of yourself that hides behind fear or clings to comfort. They see a potential in you that you may not yet see in yourself. They nudge you, sometimes gently, sometimes firmly, out of your safe zone. Maybe you've dreamed of writing that book, starting that business, traveling to places that scare and excite you all at once. Alone, you might hesitate, but with a soulmate at your side, suddenly those dreams don't feel impossible. Their faith in you fuels your courage. Their encouragement makes you braver. I've heard it said that a true partner doesn't just walk with you. They walk ahead of you sometimes, pointing out the path when you can't see it. And other times they walk behind you, giving you the push you need when your steps slow down. That is the role of a soulmate, to stand wherever you need them most so that you can step into the fullness of your destiny. And here's the incredible thing. As they inspire your growth, you inspire theirs. Soulmate love is never one-sided. It is a sacred exchange, a cycle of giving and receiving that lifts both souls higher than they could climb alone. Together, you become not just two individuals surviving life, but two spirits thriving, evolving, and awakening to the extraordinary. So when angels speak of soulmate, they aren't speaking of romance in its ordinary sense. They are speaking of love as a catalyst, a fire that burns away fear, a light that guides you forward, a force that transforms you from inside out. The wholeness soulmate love brings. When soulmate love enters your life, it doesn't touch just one corner of your existence. It floods every part of it. Think of it as a ripple spreading across water. What begins in the heart soon expands outward, transforming your emotions, your body, and your spirit. Let's start with the emotional. We live in a world that constantly pulls at us: stress, uncertainty, the noise of responsibilities. It's easy to feel like your mind is never at rest. But soulmate love has a way of bringing calm where there was once chaos. It doesn't erase life's problems, but it anchors you so deeply that the storms don't toss you around as they used to. With their presence, anxiety loosens its grip. With their reassurance, fear begins to fade. Suddenly, the heaviness you carried feels lighter, not because it disappeared, but because you no longer carry it alone. And then the physical. Love is not just a feeling, it's energy. When you are deeply loved, you often find yourself inspired to take better care of your body. A soulmate encourages you to nourish yourself, to rest when you need it, to move, to breathe, to live fully in the gift of your body. It might look like adopting healthier habits together, walking in the evenings, cooking meals with care, or reminding each other to slow down when life gets too frantic. Their love infuses you with vitality, and suddenly your body feels like an ally again, not a burden. But perhaps the most profound change is spiritual. Soulmate love aligns you with something greater than yourself. It tunes your heart to the frequency of the divine. You may find that through this connection, your prayers deepen, your sense of God's nearness grows stronger, and your awareness of the universe's guidance sharpens. It's as if love becomes a bridge between you and the eternal. And from that bridge comes resilience, because life will still bring challenges. There will still be days when you stumble, when loss or hardship test your strength. But the difference is this: you are no longer standing alone. You are tethered to someone who believes in you, someone who will remind you of your courage when you forget, someone who will hold you steady when the ground shakes. This is why soulmate love is not just about companionship, it's about balance. It's about learning to bend without breaking, to fight without losing compassion, to dream without losing grounding. In a world that often demands so much, soulmate love restores your center. It gives you the courage to face the unknown and the grace to face yourself. Think of it like a lighthouse. The waves may crash, the winds may roar, but the light keeps shining, guiding you safely through. That's what this love does. It illuminates, it steadies, it leads you back home when you lose your way. So when angels tell you that your soulmate is coming, or perhaps already here, remember, they are not just bringing love in the ordinary sense. They are bringing healing for your mind, strength for your body, and clarity for your spirit. They are carrying a wholeness that will help you face the world not as a weary soul, but as one fully alive. The spiritual connection of soulmates. There is a bond that goes beyond the visible, beyond the tangible, beyond even the ordinary definitions of love. It is a connection so deep that it defies explanation. Yet when you feel it, You know without a doubt it is real. This is the spiritual connection between soulmates. Unlike other relationships where words, effort, or constant reassurance are needed to sustain the bond, a soulmate connection runs on a different current. It is quiet yet undeniable, subtle yet powerful. Sometimes it reveals itself in the smallest of ways, like finishing each other's sentences without planning to, or sensing the exact moment when your partner is sad, even if they haven't said a word. Have you ever thought of someone suddenly, only for them to call you moments later? That's not coincidence. It's synchronicity, a sign that your souls are aligned. Soulmates share an intuitive understanding that transcends logic. It feels as though your spirits are speaking in a language older than time, a language no one else can quite comprehend. And this is because in many ways, your souls recognize each other. Some believe that soulmates have crossed paths in other lifetimes, that their spirits have made an agreement to find one another again. Whether or not you hold to that belief, the sense of familiarity when you meet your soulmate is unmistakable. It's as if you've known them forever, as if the universe whispered, "Here they are, the one you've been waiting for." This connection isn't just about romance or companionship. It's about belonging, and belonging is one of the deepest human needs. Think about it. How many of us walk through life feeling out of place, misunderstood, or unseen? Then suddenly one person arrives, and with them a sense of home. That's what a soulmate brings, a feeling of arrival, of finally finding where you're meant to rest. Of course, this doesn't mean the journey is free of challenges. In fact, the depth of the spiritual connection often brings with it lessons. A soulmate is not only your comfort, but also your mirror. They reflect back your strengths, yes, but also the places where you need to grow. Sometimes that reflection can be uncomfortable, but it is always purposeful. It's how your souls push each other toward healing, toward maturity, toward a higher calling. And in those moments when life tests you, when everything else feels uncertain, the bond between soulmates is what steadies you. It's not just about holding hands, it's about holding souls. It's about being so attuned to one another that silence becomes communication and presence becomes enough. Let me share a perspective from my own experience. There was a time when I thought deep love was only about passion, about intensity. But then I learned that the truest form of intimacy is not fiery, but steady. Is not just sparks, but a constant flame that never goes out. With a soulmate, you carry that flame together. You tend to it, protect it, and let it light your path forward. And the longer you walk with them, the more that flame feels like part of your very soul. That's the beauty of synchronicity, of intuition, of spiritual connection. It assures you that your story is not random, is written with care, with design, with a sense of destiny. Your soulmate is not an accident. They are proof that the universe knows your heart, hears your longing, and responds with love. So if you have found this kind of connection, treasure it, nurture it, and if you are still waiting, don't despair. The universe is never late. The divine timing of love is always perfect. One day, when you least expect it, that familiar soul will step into your life, and you will know you have finally found your true home.